Nadine Viellamar, thank you to be with us today. You are a senior ESG analyst at AP1. First question, who is AP1?
AP1 is a short name for the First National Swedish Pension Fund. So we are one of 4 buffer funds in the Swedish pension system. That means that we are managing money for all persons that have or are working in Sweden. And we have got a clear mission from the Swedish government and parliament to manage assets. And we should create high return at low risk. That's what's said about in the mission. And there is one sentence saying also that we should take ethics and environmental considerations, but without compromising the overall goal of high return. So that's really our background.
Can you describe your ESG approach and how this approach is different from other Nordic funds, for example?
Okay, absolutely. With that background, managing money for everybody in Sweden, and these people have no possibility to withdraw money from our funds, so we have to have a policy that everybody can agree upon. So saying this, we don't have a policy excluding controversies from as an example, because some people in Sweden think it's good to have tobacco, others don't think it's good. So we said we have to have a broad approach, and what we have said in our ESG approach is that we want all the companies that we invest in to be compliant with international conventions that Sweden has signed. That's UN conventions, that's ILO conventions, etc., etc. So we want the companies that we invest in to meet these requirements. So that's the first step. The second step is to what does that mean and how do we implement that? We have an approach that we do invest before doing the full analysis. We have holdings in 3,500 companies, so we can't make that analysis beforehand. But we do, with the help of external providers, screen all our holdings to find out if there are any companies that are in breach of conventions. And then we have decided not to immediately sell those shares, but to say we want to use our influence, shareholder influence, to change the behavior of the company. So that's what we are aiming at, and as measure of last resort, but then we have had to make a lot of efforts before we can sell the shares if we feel that we don't get the response we want. And we don't work only AP1. We work with this kind of ESG integration. We work with our other sister AP funds in Sweden. So we are working together, AP1, 2, 3, and 4. And we created in 2007 the Ethical Council to really join not only resources but also ideas and so on to how to make things change. And we don't limit ourselves to our collaboration, that is a formal collaboration, but we need to expand with other investors as well to be able to really make the changes in companies, because we as Ethical Council manage like 80 billion euros. It's a lot of money, but we are not large owners in every single company. So we have to join forces with other investors as well. So that's one part of our ESG strategy. And this is, I would say, convention-based, and it's more reactional. It's not proactive. But then we have said that we want to be proactive, especially in Swedish companies, as that's our home market, because there we have larger proportion of shares. We also it's more easy for us to get to influence companies, and also the Swedish system for shareholder or the shareholder rights in Swedish system is quite strong. So we, as shareholder, have the possibility within the Swedish system to suggest people to put on the board. And that way we should use that power that we have, because the board the representatives on the board are our representatives. So we have to select the right persons, and in the Swedish system we can. In many other countries we cannot. So we put a lot of effort in governance in Sweden, and it's not only the composition of the board, it's also remuneration schemes, it's also this kind of thing. But the Swedish system gives us the possibility to do so as shareholder, whereas like in the US we don't have that possibility. So there now we are looking into it, how could we push this trend forward to increase shareholder rights in other markets than the Nordic markets.
Can regulation in Sweden play a key role in inciting ESG laggards to take a responsible investment more seriously?
First, I was to say, yes, probably it could, but I'm not a big fan of regulations. I would say if you had maybe a code, like comply or explain, to raise the issue, to make people aware of issues that pension funds should consider in their investment processes, and just to say, not a regulation saying you have to do this, but regulations to say, or a code saying, explain if you do, and if you don't, explain why you don't. To make this, it could certainly help, but I think there are other ways of doing this as well, and one important role is the role of the companies themselves. If companies themselves start to stress the importance, the strategic importance for them to address this kind of issues for their business, I tell you, the investments community and the mainstream investor will also start to ask these kind of questions. It's also a responsibility from the other side to stress that this is an important issue for their long-term performance. And then, no, that's it.
Last question maybe about the market and the financial crisis. Is it more difficult to maintain our main strategy in this kind of environment we have?
It's always, you mean the ESG strategy? Mm-hmm. No, I would say no, not from our perspective. It's not more difficult. Maybe it's more difficult because some of the big banks that had their teams working with this issue, providing us with information, are other much smaller groups or don't exist anymore. So we have less information from them, but from an internal perspective at AP1, I would say we have increased resources in this area, not maybe because of the financial crisis, but because we have had our process for a number of years and come to the conclusion that this screening and norm-based way we're working is good, but maybe it's not enough. Maybe we should include it earlier in the stage. So we have started that process. We are not ready yet, but I would say in that respect, the financial crisis and the information that you can get from what is called extra financial information could be a good proxy for management quality in the companies. So that's my view.
Thank you, Nadine Vielamar, Senior ESG Analyst at AP1.
Thank you.